Today we're going to teach you a crossovers exercise, and crossing strings is when you're changing from, let's say, the D string over to the A string. And if we've talked about this before, where the most important thing is where you're crossing over. So it's much more difficult to cross over strings near the frog area than it is to cross over strings near the tip area, because it takes much less movement of the elbow. So we always want to start here when we're trying to play a particular part, and then right in the middle of that to the tip is where we want to cross over. So just like this. And the cleaner you can make that sound, the better, but it takes practice. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 different exercises with crossing over, and they're going to get a little more difficult as we go. So we actually just did open D, cross over to open A. We've done that one in the past before. That's just open strings, not quite as difficult. Next one we're going to do is D0 cross over to A2. So let's try that one. Good, so that's the second one. Third one we're going to try is D1 crossed over to A2. Harder yet. Next one we're going to try is D2 cross over to A3. Next one we're going to try is D2 cross over to G3. It's like that. Now it's a little bit harder. And then the hardest one we got on here is A1 to D3. See if you can make those transitions sound as clean as possible. So now in the next lessons to come, we're going to see these different notes in different rhythms. So also try to do all these in different rhythms, like eighth notes. So we just did them in quarter notes. Let's try them in eighth notes. Next one, D0, A2. Notice I'm not using as much bow now, I'm just using a little bit of the bow. Next one, D1, A2. Next one, D2 to A3. Notice my elbow movement when I'm changing strings. D2 to G3. Next one, A1 to A3, or D3. Very good. Let's try one more rhythm. So we're going to do dotted quarter notes slurred into eighth notes. So for the first one, D0, A0. Next one, D0, A2. Next one, D1, A2. Next one, D2, A3. Next one, D2, G3. Notice the rhythm. And then A1, D3. Great. So these are also great to warm up with when you're first starting out practicing, as well as the scales that you're going to be learning. So crossing over exercise, scales, very, very good warm-ups.